What's going on, guys? It's your boy, the Boxing Lowdown, and I'm back here with another video. Now, people, as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Feel free to drop a comment if you like, and I'll happily get back to you. Now, a different kind of video today. I wanted to touch on the topic of mental health, right? And it is a very sensitive topic, but I feel like it is one that we need to discuss and how it affects boxers today. And the reason why I wanted to do this video was because I saw, the news came out last week with regards to Hatton's passing and how he passed, and just so tragic in terms of his manager finding him, how he was found, right? And I remember when Ricky Hatton announced that he was coming back, because he was actually scheduled to come back to boxing in December, right? He was going to actually make a full-on return to professional boxing and take on an opponent in the UAE, right? Now, I was saying at the time, I thought it was just, it's well documented in terms of Hatton's mental health struggles. I mean, he's been very open about it, right? And I was saying in that video that how has it got to this, that you feel that you need to fight at this age, right? Like, you know, you've achieved so much. You've achieved all the glory. You're a national hero. Everybody loves you, but there's just that one thing missing, right? You feel like you need to get back into boxing. And I was saying at the time of that video, like, what can we do, or what can the advisors do, which I'm sure they are doing, right, to stop boxers from being in their mid 40s and wanting to go back to boxing because they feel like they need to. They're missing that dopamine, right? They're missing it. They're missing that, you know, that whole energy of walking to the ring and all that stuff, right? So yeah, very tragic in terms of Ricky Hatton, and yeah, still really one to come to terms with, really. Do you know what I mean? Because I've seen some old videos of Ricky Hatton on YouTube and stuff like that, and you just it's so sad, man. I have to be honest, it's so sad. Do you know what I mean? And I think about other fighters, right? Danny Garcia, shout out to him. He just had a fight over the weekend, won by fourth round knockout. That should be his last fight in boxing. But he did an interview before that fight, and he was talking about, the importance of mental health, and that affected him in his career. And he was saying in the interview, right? I think it was on the Breakfast Club. He was saying during that interview that the anxiety, the pressure of everything on your shoulders going into a fight, and just wanting to please people. And Hatton was saying the same thing when he lost to Floyd Mayweather. Like, he brought all those people over. He felt he'd let them down, whereas he wasn't the favorite going into that fight. But nobody that traveled to Las Vegas could really say that Hatton let me down after the effort and everything that he put into that, going in against one of the best boxers of all time. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I just like to know how this is managed. Maybe some people that are close to the boxing industry like that will be able to speak on it more. But I feel like it does need to be addressed, right? Because we are seeing it, in boxing, and it's not nothing new. Do you know what I mean? Manny Pacquiao, you hope that all's good with him. He seems to be in a good place. Do you know what I mean? Maybe he just really loves boxing, but why does he have to come back in the age of 46, 47? Do you know what I mean? In professional boxing, when he's achieved so much, started boxing at a young age, achieved legacy, an amazing legacy, right? Multiple world championships, loads of money. And, even when he finished boxing, you thought that his career was pretty much panned out. But he's still making a return. There's nothing that can replace that feeling of being a prize fighter, right? I mean, he's coming back, and to be fair, in his comeback fight, he didn't even look that bad, right? So yeah, but that's what I was saying, man. Danny Garcia was mentioning it, and it had a big effect on him. He was very open about it. The likes of Ryan Garcia has spoken about it. Adrian Broner, another one. Tank Davis, another one, right? So like, this is something that is prevalent in boxing today. And how can we manage it? Is it just down to career guidance, having the right people around you? Do you know what I mean? Ensuring that you do have something to live for once you finish boxing, right? There is something set up for you. I'm sure there are programs in place, but I like to see more of it. I like to see people be more open about it, have these conversations, because, it is sad. The Ricky Hatton story is tragic, man. And if only he could see, the amount of love and outpouring. And I'm sure he did see, right? But like, just the love and the amount of people that were there for his funeral. Um, how can we act before it's too late? Do you know what I'm saying? So, while I am on the topic of mental health and boxing, I have to say this as well, that let's reverse it for a minute. I actually do think that it's a tremendous way to help your mental health as well. Of course, you're gonna be getting hit in the face and stuff like that, but just like going to the gym. going to a boxing club and having that sense of community around people, and you know um just competing in boxing and training is just great for you mentally as well. Do you know what I mean? I've done it, as a youngster when I was boxing. It was great, going out for runs and bettering yourself, being healthy, like that can only be good for the mind, right? So, as much as we talk about the adverse effects, there are a lot of positive effects as well. So, yeah, just really a video just to kind of share some thoughts on it, man. I've seen over the last few months, years, boxers that have been seriously affected with boxing. And you could say it could be down to CTE, getting too many blows in the head. That definitely is a thing. But, just the anxiety as well, I think is one of the big ones for me. Danny Garcia talking about it and Ricky Hatton talking about it. And, how can we combat that? Right. So, just a throwaway video from me, man. Just hopefully get some sort of discussion going, and would be great to hear your thoughts on it, man, and how we can help this. Do you know what I mean? How can the boxing community, rally around people so we don't get many more incidents like what we got with Ricky Hatton? Do you know what I mean? So let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below, people. Just a throwaway video from me, really. Be curious to hear your guys' thoughts on it. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.